Hello and welcome to another edition of European Footballer Adda. It's me, Devopam, back again with Krishnendu. Beyond the Euro season and it's Olympic season, but we thought that we will showcase some special news around the transfer window also in this episode. So before we go into the juicy transfer bits, let's go back and look back at that final, or rather the way that Spain won that championship Euro. Um, Krishnendu, it was an unprecedented win for Spain, which had the familiar characteristics of Spain winning a championship. Let me say what I'm trying to mean by that. Whenever Spain wins a big tournament in a modern era, the highest scorer from that tournament never goes above 4 goals, never crosses five. Okay, be it 2008, be it 2012, be it 2010. I in fact went back uh, almost 30 years, and in 1992, when it was not even a 24 team format, that is when the top scorer did not cross 5 goals. And in these 30 years, so from 1992, it's 32 years. In these 32 years, only the years in which Spain won the Euros, which is 2008, 2012, and 2024, the top scorer didn't score more than 5 goals. On the other hand, it's a humongous achievement, given that after Brazil of 2002 World Cup, this is the only time a football team has won 7 matches in a tournament. No other team in any competition, global competition, or a continental competition has ever managed that. No national team, that is.
They were the best team of the tournament, definitely. There is no question about it. They deserved to win the tournament. They went unbeaten, won every game, played like a champion team, never needed extra time or penalties to win any game. It was a thoroughly deserving performance. England were, as usual, disappointing in the final. They were very disappointing in the final. But finally, Spain, they were the better team. They won on the night. There was nothing wrong, no controversies. They were just the best team of the tournament. There is no question about it.
And any one player that you know that you would associate with this Euro?
That young kid from Barcelona, it was his tournament, Yamal.
I would rather I would rather say it's that other forward from Atletico now who has changed his colors, Alvaro Morata. He
Yeah, he was the captain of the team, but Alvaro Morata being the face of any tournament would be a big accident. To be honest, I know you have your AC Milan affiliations with you right now, but I don't.
remember this is a
Nobody.
transfer.
I think
Remember this is a transfer window special.
10 years later, nobody would say the 2024 Euro was Morata's Euro. It was Yamal's Euro. He was the face of the tournament.
Okay. What did you make of the other continental competition that was going on at the same time frame?
Are you talking about the preseason tournament that was going on?
Where Canada, I think, was in the semifinals, right?
It was a preseason tournament. Only in preseason tournaments do you play penalties after 90 minutes. In serious tournaments, you don't. Sorry.
Yeah. So, why were the winning team chanting about France after winning that? And what do you make of those chants? There has been lot said and lot unsaid, and passions run very high, especially among the footballing community, when you say certain things about he who shall not be named, or his cohorts. Is everything hunky dory because people paint their houses white, or do you actually need to see the inside their minds and see what darkness they bear?
Enzo Fernandez has become the scapegoat of this whole controversy. He was not the only player in the team bus who was singing that very wild song about France and the French players. And it's a systematic problem. If you have noticed, Chelsea are trying to push this under the carpet as well. Fernandez has apparently said sorry to everyone. He is going to donate to some anti-discrimination charity, and everything will be, a year down the line, everything will be forgotten. But we need to understand the Argentinian society. It's pretty tragic. Like the whole of the Americas, North and South. This is a very these two continents are very multicultural continent. The Europeans went there in the started to go there in the 16th and the 17th century, but these places existed. But for some reason, Argentina and a lot of South American countries have tried to paint them that we are white countries, we are European, we came from Europe. This is us. We are a very white nation, a white society. And even the governmental support for Enzo Fernandez and the teammates shows that they do not think it's racism. They do not think it's a problem. So, and even the apology showed that he apologized for the singing. He didn't apologize. Even he doesn't think it's racism. I don't think even Enzo Fernandez thinks it's racism because it's so natural. If in a society you see this every day, you think it's normal. And I think Fernandez and his teammates think it's normal, but it's completely racist. And we haven't addressed it. Argentina, only Enzo Fernandez is facing the consequences. There were other players in that bus too who were singing the same song, and we haven't heard a word from anyone else, which is sad. And this will continue. We have seen it in Italy, we have seen it in Spain. They don't consider it as
For somebody who has grown up in a multicultural society like ours, we are completely, unable to digest, how people can think on these lines. On the other hand, there are probably the largest number of Argentine supporters outside of Argentina in this country. For the viewers, we did plan to have a Argentine fan here in this podcast today because I do not like things being one-sided. So we should hear both sides of the story. I hope in a future edition we will have somebody who can come and give us a coherent picture of either what went wrong or whether our information was incorrect. Right now there are friendlies galore as well as also Olympics that is happening. What do you make of the under 23 or rather the under 23 team playing in Olympics and then claiming gold, or and having 3 overage players in that team?
I haven't seen any of the Olympic games. None of the games I've watched
It doesn't.
yet. And any tournament where under 23 tournament where Alexander Lacazette is scoring, I find it very hard to take it seriously. So, I haven't seen any other matches. I just haven't. This is completely. I treat the Olympics as another preseason tournament, even though some of the players are playing pretty well, as I've heard. Julian Alvarez is being. He has played the Premier League, he has played the Copa America, he's not playing the Olympics. He's going to go straight into the Premier season. So good luck to Alvarez. Other than that, I haven't seen any of it.
Right. So let's come to your topic of heart today, which is why do you think Joshua Zirkzee is going to be the best striker in 2025 season?
I don't think he's going to be a best striker, but he's going to improve others around him. He's not the kind of striker who scores 20 goals. If I have to compare Joshua Zirkzee with someone in the Premier League in the last 10 years, it would be Roberto Firmino, somebody who was a facilitator forward. not the forward who's going to play with 20, 25 goals a season, but somebody who makes players around him better. Jaxi and I've seen a bit of Jaxi last season when he was playing for Polonia. He's a very rare kind of forward who is 6'4", but he's very good with the on the ball, very silky with his touches. He can play, he can hold the ball, he can bring his team forward, he can dribble. So yeah, there is a lot of promise, but he has to first of all make sure that he escape the Manchester United curse of getting injured, because we have already lost Lenny Euro for 3 months. So I'm praying that Jux doesn't get injured until the first goal of the season.
You know, very honestly, when that transfer stalled for Milan, where Milan was not even negotiating, they were just paying upfront the amount that was in his release clause. I mean, I as a fan was happy, because if he was coming as a direct replacement of Giroud in his 37th year was more prolific than Zirkzee in his first or second year in a top division. So in that case, in that ways, I'm happy that they went for somebody slightly better pedigreed in Morata. Now, of course, Zirkzee may turn out to be a sharpshooter in EPL, but he may even turn out to be a Peter Crouch. I don't know.
He's better on the ball than Peter Crouch. Much better on the ball.
Peter Crouch has better moves. So yeah, the debate can go on. Okay, what are the other tidbits that you wanted to talk about?
I want to talk about Chelsea's transfer window. Are you is anyone understanding what Chelsea are trying to do in the window? Last I checked, Chelsea has 45 players in their first team squad. 45 players. And they are signing random players from South America for 8 million, 9 million, 10 million, 12 million, 15 million. They have already had 5 first team goals because they signed one more for 25 million. Jorgensen. They have around, I don't know, maybe 175 midfielders in the squad right now. I don't know, to be honest. I was trying to follow Chelsea's transfer window. The first thing they needed was a striker. They haven't signed one yet. They haven't signed a striker yet. They have too many players in the squad. They are following this policy of holding young talents on 7-8 year contracts. Maybe this will work out. There are some very intelligent people inside the Chelsea recruitment team who know much more about football than I. But at this point, I do not understand what they're trying. I just do not understand.
So the one thing that you can probably look at is who they have released. They have released Thiago Silva, who I think was their best defender last year, even at that age.
And they're trying to sell their second best defender in Chalobah. When Chalobah came into the Chelsea team towards the end of the season, Chelsea didn't lose a game.
Yeah.
Chelsea never lost a game when Chalobah played towards the end of the season. They're desperately trying to sell him right now. They have not taken him to the preseason tour. They're selling their best midfielder and trying to sell their best midfielder, Conor Gallagher. So Thiago Silva was the best defender. The second best defender was Chalobah. They're trying to sell him. They have tried to force him out. They tried to force out Conor Gallagher, who was their best midfielder last season, played most games, most minutes, most amount of touches. But they are trying to sell him. So they have a plan. I just don't understand the plan.
So yeah, so one guy that I was looking forward to was Cesare Cassidei. He was the Italian under-20 captain, which reached the final and lost the final to Uruguay. And I had thought, I thought that he would, he had gone out on loan. I thought he would be, getting some time in this year. But the way that they have been signing midfielders left, right, and center, I think they can just play 1-10.
I have no idea
Please,
what that
please
is.
don't think about a housing complex in Newtown, but it could be a formation, could be a 110 formation with 0 defenders and 0 attackers.
Another is returning to Italy, as far as I know. They still have Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo. They have spent 200 million pounds on these two players.
So
30 million pounds on these two players.
yeah, the key question that I would ask you is that A, you are a Manchester supporter. B, you're not investing in the club any time
No.
or any money. And C, you derive a vicarious pleasure watching all of this unfold. So why are you complaining?
And as somebody who writes,
It seems you are
works,
concerned. It seems you are concerned that
I am also
Chelsea is
concerned about.
Chelsea
Yeah,
is crash landing, that they're crashing, burning, crash, bang, wallop. That's, I mean, they're dying and your heart is crying. Oh my God, so soft the heart.
I'm more concerned about. As somebody who follows transfers, follows teams. I am a Manchester United fan. I have my opinion on other clubs too, like Chelsea. I also think Arsenal. They have bought a very good defender in Calafiori. He's a very good defender, but Gabriel and Saliba are their first choice centre backs. And according to Arsenal fans, they could have won the Premier League 2 years ago if Saliba was fit towards the end of the season. Saliba was fit towards the end of last season, by the way. They didn't win it. They are trying, they are going to play Calafiori at left back. So I have to believe that there are no left backs in the market at this point. And they're trying to sign Mikel Merino, who's a central midfielder. If I look at the Arsenal team, the thing that they're missing the most is a centre forward who will score goals. They're not even trying to buy one at this point. Trying to buy Mikel Merino when they already have Thomas Partey, they have Odegaard, they have Rice. These three will definitely play together most of the season. They have sold Emil Smith Rowe, which he was struggling with injuries and not getting game time. It made sense. But at this point, some of the recruitment decisions baffle me. I think they need a center forward more than one more midfielder. I am of the opinion, I might be wrong, but Mikel Merino is a good squad player, definitely. Strengthens Arsenal's squad. But in my opinion, the way to strengthen a squad is to sign first team players. People who are going to get into your starting 11. So that the one who is already playing gets replaced. That's the way you're strengthening your squad. Bringing in fillers don't help.
The other
thing, in multiple clubs.
Other thing is that, let's say, the gap between your starting left back and the reserve left back is so huge that the moment that left back accumulates 5 yellow cards, which happens very often with for example, you are stuck with a subpar player in the field. So in those cases, you do need to build up your your reserves to match, if not match at least, but at least be of a level which will be able to provide similar kind of output. And that is where I feel that Milan has done great work in buying this Pavlovic, Strahina Pavlovic from Austria. He's a Serbian. Is amazing. But the club which I feel has done great business, 2 clubs in Serie A, which I think have done great business, are Roma and Inter. Inter, because they have done all their business on free. They are the foxes of the jungle, go around, sniff for anybody whose contract is expiring, give some, some message in his ear that, don't renew your contract with this current club. Come to us on free. I will give you some more. That's how they have already, all the players are on free. They've got Zielinski on free, excellent midfielder still. And then they have got Taremi, Mehdi Taremi. Excellent backup. For a backup striker, Mehdi Taremi is excellent. And then let me come on Roma. Roma has got Artem Dovbyk from Girona for 30 million, where Dovbyk himself reduced his salary by 1.5 million to ensure that it went through. And along with that, they're also getting Matthias Sule from Juventus. Matthias Sule, trust me, will be one of a key player going forward. And if they do land Chiesa also, then that is a fearsome attacking trident or, players that Daniele De Rossi will have at his disposal. So I feel that in Serie A, more or less, these two clubs have done the best so far.
I think Inter having Vipin Marotta in your technical team is always an advantage for any club. It's one of the shrewdest operators in the market right now. Inter has spent some money. They did buy Fratesi, Josep Martinez, Marco Arnautovic, not big fees, but some money. Yeah, but the two most important players signed is Taremi and Zielinski on free transfers.
Yeah, exactly.
They are trying. They would have signed Aaron Wan-Bissaka if he doesn't join West Ham. They might sign him next year on a free transfer. They're trying to, but I think Wan-Bissaka will most probably join West Ham this year. I think they can find. I think Inter will go for Anthony Martial or something. I don't know whether it makes sense, but I think they will go for it.
What do you make of the elephant in the room that nobody has spoken of in a long time, which is the Mbappe going to the Madrid?
Yeah, he made enough money to buy a French club, SMK. I think the numbers involved, calling Kylian Mbappe's move to Madrid a free transfer is probably the understatement of the century, because I think he's getting around 150 million euros as a sign-on fee, and wages are, I don't know, I have no idea how much he's going to earn, but it's going to be maybe he's going to be the best paid player in the world at Real Madrid. Yeah, Mbappe, it was bound to happen. Kylian Mbappe to Real Madrid was in the making for 2 years. He stayed at PSG last year because of political reasons. He made it he more or less said it out loud in an interview that the Qatar World Cup was coming up. There was pressure from the French representative.
Yeah.
So he just stayed there because of political reasons. He would have moved to Real Madrid 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to be interested in seeing how Ancelotti finds a way to fit in Mbappe and Vinicius Junior in the same team. They both play in the same position. So it would be fascinating to see.
You should doubt two managers at your own peril. One is Antonio Conte when there is no continental competition. Okay. And the other is Carlo Ancelotti when he is at he's managing extreme supreme stars. So
are you saying Napoli to win the league next year?
So here is what it is. If Napoli do manage to get Lukaku, then I think it's even money that Napoli will be one of the biggest contenders. They'll be in the top 3 for sure. But if they get Lukaku, this guy needs a battering ram. That's how he operates. And he needs somebody day in, day out to be that role. And if they're selling Osimhen for 175 million and keeping Kvaratskhelia, then that 174 million can buy them at least two different strikers, very good strikers.
Yeah.
So it should not be, a problem for him to get his team entirely revamped, just selling Osimhen. It helps that Napoli doesn't have a worldwide, that kind of attention. Very passionate home fan, but only in that city, so not outside. Unlike some of the other clubs where you have, too much scrutiny outside also.
I will be interested in watching Juventus next year under Motta, Thiago Motta.
I will
Because
also.
Juventus are an institutional club, and Thiago Motta is one of the hippie managers. So normally a hippie manager and institution club, they do not really gel that well. So
You
it
know
would
what?
be interesting to watch.
Thiago Motta taking over Juventus is like me taking over a football manager, a club in Football Manager, right? So it's like, yeah, I try this, I try that, okay, but somehow I managed to win because the game engine also gives you some push. And then
Yeah.
after a point, you kind of know that this is how you can manage, and you usually win the league. You don't usually win everything, but you usually win the league. So yeah, I mean,
Have you been checking out the Premier League transfers? Who do you think has done the best business until now in the Premier League
so
among
again,
the top teams?
of course, I was very impressed by the Calafiori transfer, because at one point Bologna had said no to that and had said that, recalled Calafiori to their training. So I was very impressed that, they managed to take Calafiori out after that. I am very impressed with the profiles that Manchester United have gone so far. Both the Lille's defender Lenny and Zirkzee. These are not the fashionable, sexy kind of profiles that previous I would associate with Manchester United previously. I would
Yeah, the
associate
management has completely changed.
flashy. I would say Manchester United meant flashy toys, big toys, proven toys, or not proven, but up and coming, knocking at European mainstream and pretty proven. Here is Zirkzee, who is not even in the Euros, didn't play anything in the Euros. So buying him for 40 million is a very understated move. Whether this kind of transfer will work or not, that's a separate
I
question.
think we are trying to bring Matthias de Ligt, Noussair Mazraoui from Bayern Munich right now. We are trying to bring in Manuel Ugarte from PSG as a midfielder. And if we have any more funds left, we might try to sign one more striker. I think that's the plan at this point.
Yeah, but then like they say, it's too early to call it when Liverpool has not even had a single signing, right?
Liverpool's market, I'm not sure what they're trying to do. They definitely need a defensive midfielder because Endo is a good player, but he's not going to be in a Premier League winning team. And Endo will most probably join West Ham this summer. Wataru Endo will be sold. Sepp Vandenberg will be sold. I think Liverpool are leaving it a bit too late to do transfers. Under Jurgen Klopp, they were one of those clubs who did their business early and just sat back. Under this new management, under a new head coach, they are looking a little. One of the excuses they're giving is Arne Slot is yet to work with the whole team. And hasn't Arne Slot watched these players play? Analysis should have been done. So I think Liverpool are being slow movers, and especially under a new manager, somebody who has seen a legendary manager leave and a new manager come in, who is yet to prove himself at a big club. It is very important to have a good transfer window. If you remember, even David Moyes was speaking a few days back. He wanted Cesc Fabregas, Gareth Bale, and he got Marouane Fellaini on the final day of the transfer window. So they didn't have any plans. So a new manager needs a lot of help. And at this point, I'm not sure Liverpool are giving him that help.
Yeah, I mean, I always feel that when a new manager comes in, whichever club it is, usually, and to an to a Premier League club, the manager comes in with his laundry list. These are the five guys I want. Now, either Slot is basically saying that, oh, we have everybody that is there that is needed, or he thinks,
Slot doesn't have that amount of power at Liverpool. He's consulted on transfers, but it is the new sporting director and the new what is Marcus Edwards' role. Edwards is the head of the football department, and there's a sporting director that is Hughes. These two are the guys calling the shots. They are going to identify players. Of course, they are going to ask Slot what kind of profile you need. But the power that Jurgen Klopp had, Slot doesn't have. Slot
yeah,
doesn't have the power anymore.
yeah.
So you
So,
can't blame him for bringing in players.
yeah. So, what was your reaction to Rafa Varane coming and joining Cesc Fabregas Como, the newly
I think
promoted?
it's a. I'm pretty happy to see. See, I have seen one more Manchester United player who left the club on a free transfer and has been sitting on his bum for the last year, refusing to reduce his wage demands to get football. I'm talking about David De Gea, and here is Rafa Varane, who was earning close to 300k at United. He is not even earning 30 or 40k in most clubs.
Oh, much less than that.
He's earning less than 110
Como is a newly promoted club.
per club. Yeah. So he's not, so he is gone there to add some experience to a team. It shows that he still is passionate about his football. It really shows his passion for his football. He's going to a newly promoted club. He's going to add experience. He has Cesc Fabregas, one of the best midfielders of his generation. He's a coach right now. He's an up and coming coach. So it shows Rafael Varane still has passion for football, which I would question for David De Gea, who is sitting on his bum for more than a year, yet to find a club. He was supposed to join one of not Genoa. He's talking with Genoa right now, but he's talking with another club, but he refused. His wage demands were too high. David De Gea need to understand if he's going to go to Genoa, he's not going to earn more 50k.
Yeah.
Forget 350.
Yeah. And have you looked at the new oil club in the market? It's from Germany. It starts with B and ends with CH. They have already spent 145 million in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players so far. One free transfer of Eric Dyer. I'm discounting. So Michael Olise, Joao Palhinha, Hiroki Ito, Brian Zaragoza, Nestroy Irankunda, and Armin
Ito is already injured.
Yeah, so the oil money must be pumping in like anything. Look at that. This is what I mean when a new manager comes in. Vincent Company comes in and says, I need these players. And everybody from top brass to everybody, all the German big bosses say, okay.
They're still trying to sign Desire Doué, which will cost them at least 70 million euros.
200 million plus.
They are still trying to sign Jonathan Tah.
Yeah, still that will be chump change compared to what the Mbappe one would have cost. But
they are going to sell Matthias de Ligt and Noussair Mazraoui. What I have heard from Bayern Munich is, if you see the transfer fees, Michael Olise was 53 million euros, Palhinha was 51 million euro, Ito was 20.5 million euro, Brian Zaragoza 30 million euro. Some Irankunda is 3.5 million euro for Adelaide United, and CF is 1.5 million euro. If they have to spend more than 60 million euro on a player, they have to get it approved by the supervisory board. So they are trying to say Desire Doué but they are not going to get a supervisory because supervisory board wants them to sell players. So that is why Delete and Mazraoui become important. But yeah, Bayern are spending a lot of money after not winning the league title. I'm shocked. Completely shocked.
Yeah. That would have been a great, huge shock. Well, I think that's it for today. I think we have given a quick reflection of most of the happening bits. I think still I feel that more choosy bits are coming, more choicy deals are in the offing. Fingers crossed. We have one Fofana to Milan. That would sort the midfield. But it was painful, and it will be painful to see a Maldini play away from Milan
Yeah,
permanently.
he's left right.
That that's
Monza. He moved to Monza, right?
yeah, on a permanent deal. That's a historic first, and now I don't think that number 3 shirt will be brought back. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope you like it. We'll come back with similar small pieces of transfer news again in some time. Thank you all. Keep smiling. Bye.